I bought the house because it was a steal. That's how these stories always start, right? Some idiot finds a too-good-to-be-true deal, ignores the warning signs, and settles into a place that should have stayed empty. That idiot was me. It wasn't a mansion or anything, just an old Victorian, tucked away in a quiet neighborhood. The floors creaked, the plumbing moaned, and the previous owners had left in a hurry, but that didn't matter. I wasn't scared of old houses. I wasn't scared of anything. Not at first. The first thing I noticed was the draft. It was subtle, just a breath of cool air against my ankles whenever I passed the stairs. I assumed there was a gap somewhere, bad insulation, maybe a vent issue. But no matter how many times I checked, I couldn't find the source. I started keeping my socks on in the house. Then the noises began. At night, just as I was drifting off, I'd hear something. A faint, shifting sound, like fabric brushing against wood. Sometimes it was rhythmic, like slow, careful breathing. Other times, it was a quick shuffle, like something small skittering away just before I turned my head. I told myself it was the house settling. That's what everyone says, right? Houses settle. Wood shifts. Bricks groan. But this sound was deliberate. Like it was waiting for me to notice. It got worse when I opened the understairs closet. I was looking for a screwdriver. The closet was deep, deeper than it had any right to be. I reached in blindly, fingers brushing against something soft, something damp. It felt like old fabric, but when I pulled my hand back, my fingers tingled. A wet, almost sticky sensation clung to my skin. I recoiled, rubbing my hand on my jeans. Just an old rag, I told myself. Just dust and grime. But when I sniffed my fingers, expecting the musty smell of old cloth, I was met with something else. Something organic. Like breath. That night, I dreamt of the stairs. I saw them in perfect detail, stretching downward into a space that shouldn't exist. The steps went on and on, impossibly deep, vanishing into darkness. At the very bottom, something crouched. Waiting. It had teeth. I woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. My room was freezing. The draft had crept all the way up the stairs. I barely slept after that. A week later, I felt it touch me. It was past midnight, and I was heading to the kitchen for water. Half asleep, I stepped onto the first stair. That's when I felt it. A light, deliberate touch against my ankle. Not a brush, not a gust of air, fingers. I froze. My heart slammed against my ribs. The touch lingered for half a second, then vanished. I staggered back, nearly dropping my glass. My eyes darted to the closet door. It was slightly ajar. I hadn't left it open. Something had. I stood there, barefoot on the cold floor, staring at the slightly open closet door. My heartbeat thudded in my ears, drowning out the quiet of the house. I told myself I was imagining things, that I had left the door open by accident. But I couldn't shake the feeling of that touch. Slow. Deliberate. Fingers. I forced myself to move, reaching out and slamming the closet shut. The latch clicked, but that didn't feel like enough. I dragged a chair over and jammed it beneath the doorknob. A childish move, but it made me feel better. I didn't go back upstairs. I didn't want to step on those stairs again. Instead, I sat on the couch, water forgotten, and waited for morning. I didn't sleep. Underscore 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 underscore. The next day, I tried to convince myself it had all been in my head. Maybe my leg had brushed against something, an unseen cobweb, a stray thread from my pajama pants. But deep down, I knew better. The closet was different now. I avoided it, but I could feel it. The same way you feel someone staring at you from across a room. An awareness, a presence pressing against the edges of my mind. And the draft was worse. It didn't just creep around my ankles anymore. It followed me. I'd feel it against the back of my neck while washing dishes, a cool breath down my spine while I sat at my desk. It was strongest near the stairs, but it didn't stay there. One night, as I lay in bed, I heard it. A soft shuffle outside my door. It wasn't a mouse. It wasn't the house settling. It was the sound of something moving. I held my breath, heart hammering. The sound stopped. Silence stretched thin. And then. Creak. My bedroom door moved. Just an inch, but enough for the hinges to groan. I sat up, staring into the sliver of darkness beyond the doorway. Nothing. No movement. But the draft that had once lingered by the stairs was here now, spilling into my room like a tide. I reached for my phone, fumbling to turn on the flashlight. The beam sliced through the dark, revealing nothing. The hallway was empty. But the closet door downstairs was open again. I didn't go back to sleep. Underscore 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 underscore. I started looking for answers. I called a home inspector, thinking maybe the draft was coming from a structural issue. He checked everything, air vents, insulation, even the foundation. Nothing. He chuckled, said old houses breathe, and left without concern. Next, I contacted a priest. He sprinkled holy water in the corners, murmured prayers, and left me with a vial of blessed oil, just in case. That night, the draft didn't come. But the next night, it was back. Desperate, I found a psychic online and invited her over. I expected the usual theatrics, crystals, incense, maybe some vague warnings. But when she stepped inside, her face paled. She didn't touch anything. Didn't move past the living room. She just stood there, staring at the stairs. "You need to leave," she whispered. I forced a laugh. "That bad, huh?" She didn't smile. "It's not in your house. Your house is in it, asterisk." Chills crawled up my arms. "What does that mean?" She just shook her head. "I can't help you." And then she turned and walked out the door. Underscore 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 underscore. That night, I barricaded my bedroom door. It didn't help. I woke up gasping, unable to move. Something was in the room with me. The air was heavy, thick with the scent of damp wood and something sour, something rotting. I couldn't see it, but I could hear it. A slow, deliberate breath inches from my face. A second passed. Then another. And then. The bed shifted. A weight pressed against the mattress beside me. Not like a cat curling up or a blanket bunching. It was heavy. Human-sized. A sound bubbled up from the darkness. A wet, garbled laugh. The paralysis broke. I bolted upright, hands scrambling for the lamp. Light flooded the room, empty. Nothing there. But the closet door was wide open. I packed my bags the next morning. Underscore 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 underscore. The moment I left, the house felt different. Like a held breath finally released. The draft was gone. The air was still. I sold the house quickly, didn't ask questions when the new owners signed the papers. I blocked their number. But sometimes, in the middle of the night, I wake up and feel it. A whisper of cold air against my skin. And I know. It found me again. I moved across the country. New city, new job, new everything. I told myself I was free. That whatever had been in that house was trapped there, confined to its walls like a parasite to a dying host. For months, nothing happened. No drafts. No shifting in the dark. No touches in the night. I started to believe I'd imagined it all. Maybe I had been sleep-deprived, stressed, or just crazy. Then the calls started. The first one came at 2:14 a.m. I didn't recognize the number, so I let it go to voicemail. The next morning, I played the message. It was just breathing. Slow, rasping, like someone standing just inches from the phone, exhaling into the speaker. I deleted it. The next night, another call. Different number. This time, there was something under the breathing, a whisper. I couldn't make out the words. By the third night, I was too afraid to answer. I let it ring until it stopped, my stomach twisted in knots. But this time, there was no voicemail. Just silence. That should have been the end of it. But as I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, I felt it. A shift in the air. The old, familiar draft. It came from under the bedroom door, curling over the sheets like a creeping hand. My breath caught in my throat. No. No, it wasn't possible. I threw off the covers and checked every window, every vent, every crack in the walls. Nothing. The apartment was sealed tight. Still, the draft remained. And then. Creak. The floorboard outside my door groaned. I stared, heart hammering. The hallway was dark. Empty. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining this. It had followed me. Underscore 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 underscore. Part 4, It Wants In. I stopped sleeping. Every night, I felt it standing there. It never moved beyond the door. Never tried to open it. It just stood. Waiting. The calls kept coming. I blocked one number, another took its place. One night, I made the mistake of answering. I didn't say anything. Just held the phone to my ear, breath shallow. For a long time, there was nothing. Just the usual breathing, slow and wet. Then. A whisper. Low, rasping. Words I couldn't understand. Except for one. Come. I hung up, hands shaking. But when I turned back toward my room, the door was open. The hallway stretched before me, empty and yawning. And at the far end, just barely visible in the darkness, a shape. Low to the ground. Crouched. Watching. I slammed the door and locked it. Sleep never came. Underscore 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 underscore. Part 5. The house was never the problem. I tried to run again. Booked a hotel. Stayed there for a week, hoping the thing would lose interest. I left every light on. Slept with the TV blaring. For the first few nights, it worked. Then, on the 7th night, I woke up to a sound I hadn't heard in months. A slow, dragging shuffle. The closet door, my hotel closet door, was cracked open. Just an inch. The draft curled out from the gap, slipping under the sheets, cold as death. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. And then, from inside the closet. A wet, gurgling laugh. I ran. Checked out that morning. Packed my bags and drove, aimless, not knowing where I was going, only knowing I had to leave. But now I understand. The house was never haunted. It was me. I let it in. And now, no matter where I go, it follows.